A very good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Outlook Report. I'm Rachel Jones reporting live from Kalkine TV Sydney studios. Now, Australian shares fell at the open after a mixed start to the week on Wall Street. According to the latest SPI figures, the futures dropped 0.6% lower. Losses on the Nasdaq index may put pressure on domestic tech stocks, likely offsetting a boost to miners from strong commodity prices today. The Dow Jones index rose by 0.2%, but the S&P 500 index lost 0.3% and the Nasdaq lost 0.5%. Yesterday, the Australian share market rose by 0.57%, with most sectors advancing. While the index failed to remain near the intraday high, it was still the best start to a new week since early August and was enough to recoup a healthy portion of last week's declines. With just 3 days left in September, the ASX 200 remains on track to end an 11-month winning streak. The index is down by 0.2% so far this month. Looking at some company news for today, the value of the UK's largest investor in solar generation, Octopus Energy, has tripled to £3 billion. That's as new investor Generation Investment Management acquires a 7% interest in the company and is looking to invest £211 million. ASX-listed Origin Energy will invest an additional £38 million, that's around 70 million Australian dollars, into Octopus to maintain its 20% equity interest in the company. Octopus is also increasingly focused on developing future energy products and services, including the decarbonisation of heat, smart meters, and electric vehicle leasing and charging. Moving on, NIB Holdings has announced that travel insurance sales to Australian and New Zealand residents across all its brands will be paused from the 5th of October. That's with current underwriting arrangements coming to an end. NIB confirmed international sales, which currently account for over 75% of total NIB travel insurance sales, are unaffected. The pause in sales to Australian and New Zealand residents will not have a material financial impact on the NIB group. NIB Managing Director Mark Fitzgibbon says COVID-19 and prolonged border closures continue to have an impact on all elements of the travel industry. And Mercury New Zealand has welcomed the Commerce Commission's decision to grant clearance for the acquisition of Trustpower retail business. Trustpower shareholders approved the acquisition on the 22nd of September. The transaction remains conditional, including the implementation of the Tauranga Energy Consumer Trust Deed restructure. Now, Trustpower to acquire its retail business for 441 million New Zealand dollars on the 21st of June this year. Once complete, the combined business will have approximately 780,000 connections across both energy and telco services. Well, now it's time for a very short break, but stay tuned for more news to help your trading day.
Tune in to get the latest information.
Whether it's about market movements or the currency graph,
Sectoral coverage or industry news.
we cover it all on our news segments.
Be on top of the latest news
With Kalkine TV.
And welcome back. I'm Rachel Jones and you're watching the Morning Outlook Report. Let's take a look at dividend companies for today. A number of ASX listed shares are scheduled to pay dividends, including Altium, Amcor, CDI, Coles Group and Evolution Mining. Energy One will go ex-dividend today. Over in the US, in US economic data, the Dallas Federal Reserve Manufacturing Index fell from 9 points to 4.6 points in September. Durable goods orders rose by 1.8% in August. US longer-term Treasury prices fell yesterday in response to a strong result for durable goods orders, a proxy for business investment. Demand for a $60 billion auction of 2-year notes was described as uninspired, while demand for a $61 billion auction of 5-year notes was described as solid. US 10-year yields lifted by 2 points and US 2-year yields rose by 1 point. Over in Europe, European share markets were mixed yesterday as the Pan-European Stock 600 index fell by 0.2%, with declines in tech stocks offsetting gains of 2.8% for both energy and banks. However, the German DAX index rose by 0.3% on the prospect of the centre-left Social Democrats and their attempt to form a coalition government after the federal election. And in the UK, the FTSE index gained 0.2%. In London trade, shares in Rio Tinto fell by 0.6%, but shares in BHP rose by 0.5%. Major currencies were mixed against the US dollar in European and US trade. The euro fell from highs near 1.1720 US dollars and was near 1.17 US dollars at the US close. The Aussie dollar's risen 0.4% to 72.9 US cents. Global oil prices rose by near 2% yesterday. Investors focused on the fast recovery of global fuel demand as economies recovered from the impact of the Delta variant of COVID-19 and the tighter global supplies of oil. Brent crude rose 1.8% to a three-year high of $79.53 a barrel, and the US NYMEX crude price added 2% to $75.45 a barrel. Base metal prices were mostly weaker yesterday. Tin fell 4.4%, with nickel down 2.3%, but lead rose by 0.6% and copper rose 0.3%. Gold futures rose less than 0.1% to $1,752 US dollars an ounce, and spot gold was trading near $1,750 US dollars an ounce. Iron ore lifted by 7.7%, and we'll be keeping a very close eye on that. That's all for your Morning Outlook report here on 𝐊𝐴𝐚 TV. Have a great day trading and stay tuned for more market updates and economic news live throughout the day. This is Rachel signing off for now.